Hey, I'm Nick Rollo. I'm a producer and mix engineer, specialized predominantly in pop, hip hop, bit of rock every now and then, mostly pop though. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to show you a way to give synths a little bit more life, to make them feel like they're not a VST or a computer generated sound and feel a little bit more like they're in the real world. I feel like this is one of the biggest things that I've struggled with as I've, learned how to produce and how to mix, is trying to make things feel 3D and like you could touch them, not just kind of a random sound that is, not real, I guess. I hope this helps. If it does, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It helps me out a ton. You don't have to do anything else. You can take it back at any time. You just go, and then away we go. Let's jump into the video. So it has been a minute since I made a video here. I apologize for that. I'm trying to get back into a regular routine of it. I don't want to move my head around. This is what we're working with. Let me just clarify that it does sound pretty terrible. I have not spent a lot of time on this particular track. I just kind of pumped it out a few weeks ago, didn't touch it, was like, I should make a video. And then I thought about this, so I opened it, was like, yeah, it's alright. Anyway, this is what we're working with. Very basic. That's the vibe. The main synth that I'd like to look at for this video is this serum pad, which is incredibly basic. It's just the default saw wave. I think it's the saw wave, right? The default wave with a little bit of an attack, nothing else, a tiny bit of a filter. Like, so lazy on my part. But it sounds alright. This is what it sounds like without any processing. Now with. And, there's obviously a part of this that's subjective. You might say, I dislike how that sounds now. Fair enough. I get it. What I've done is I've put it through, we'll come back to this compressor here, but this first compressor is by Analog Obsession, which are great, by the way. All free plugins, and they sound amazing. So if you need some plugins, go check them out. And I'm just kind of smashing the input a little bit. Well, I mean, smashing is maybe not quite accurate. It just adds a little bit of color to it. It's not crazy, like it's a pretty subtle movement. But I find just putting it through some kind of like analog style compressor and getting a little bit of distortion out of it, like very, very, very small amounts, tiny little amounts, just a bit of movement. I feel like the compression is kind of hitting it in different spots. It makes it a bit weird in this case, like it's not compressing perfectly in time with how the actual synth is hitting. But for whatever reason, like that sounds good to me. It just, for this kind of thing, for a pad that's super basic, just adding a tiny bit of that color, that kind of warmth of analog compression, it just gives something a little bit more color and flavor and kind of feels more real. What's doing a bit more heavy lifting here is the RC20. We've got a little bit of wobble going on, a tiny bit of distortion, a little bit of space, filtering, magnetic, whatever that does, right? And that sounds like this. And finally, I've got a compressor just side chaining with the kick. Again, think of like a real instrument. You're playing bass, you're playing guitar, keys. You're probably listening to the drums and you're probably playing with the drums in one way or another. The drum hits, maybe you go a bit lighter, or the other way around. Like you'll be interacting with the drums. And I think the issue with synths, and this is a gem actually, I think the issue with a lot of synths is if you don't have them pulsing with other instruments or moving, if they're just purely going along going zzz, not many instruments do that. Like if you're really playing an instrument, it's like they have variations, they move. Really, really easy way to do that is just a bit of side chaining. It doesn't have to be much. In this case, I'm doing 2 to 3 decibels. Like, it's not doing a lot. Just pushing it down slightly, but it gives a kind of feeling of it being alive. And I don't know, I think this works pretty well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. The takeaway of this lesson is, one, experiment. Smash your synths, smash your hard instruments. Just, half the time I have no idea what I'm putting them into. I just like pull up a plugin and I'm like, sick, let's go. Smash it, see how it sounds, and if it sounds cool, great, I'll keep it. I feel like it's sonic pureness and sonic like properness, I guess. Like, I mean, if it sounds cool, it sounds cool. I feel like the bass and drums are really where you want to be following a little bit of a tighter regiment in terms of, like, you know, you don't want it to sound hollow and stuff. I feel like with pads like this, and for, you know, a lot of these synth parts, it's really about sounding cool. And in the case of this, like, you want it to sound a little bit more lifelike and a little bit more like it has a character. Give it a shot, see what happens. You don't need to follow rules here. Just throw it through a compressor that's a weird compressor that you've never seen before. Give it a crank, see what happens. Put some wobble on it, some distortion. Off you go. Have a good day. I'll catch you later. Comment below if you have any questions. I'd love to answer and make more videos trying to help you out. So please, if you want to know anything, hopefully I can help. Just be like, hello Nick, I'd like to learn how to make coffee. But the coffee of the musical world. I'd like to know how to make a kick drum sound better. Whatever. I'll catch you later. Have a good day.